Hello and welcome to Algebra 1, Chapter 2.8, and today we're going to discuss solving for a specific variable. So what does that mean? That means we're going to have multiple variables per equation, but you're only going to get one of them by itself. So it's called solving for a variable in terms of other variables. So in this case we want to get b by itself. And so you're going to treat everything else as a number. So 12c is going to be some number. And in fact, if I told you to just solve that for b, would you be able to? Right? So we would first move 12 to the other side. So that's what we're going to do in our case, except in our case it's going to be we're going to move 12c to the other side. So the 12c's cancel, 5b equals. Now, 9 and 12c, are they like terms? Can you actually subtract these? You can't. So we're just going to leave it 9 minus 12c. Okay, and then our final step in getting b by itself is we would need to divide by 5, and we're supposed to divide whole sides by 5, so you just divide the whole side by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so you get 1b, 9 minus 12c all over 5. And so I've solved for b in terms of c. So let's look at another one here. 15 equals 3n plus 6p, and we're going to get n by itself. So if I'm going to get n by itself, I need to get rid of the 6p. So how do I get rid of 6p? You're going to subtract it because that's what makes it go to 0. Okay, so on the left-hand side, you're going to have 15 minus 6p. Okay, because those aren't like terms, so I can't actually add or subtract them. Okay, equals 3n. And then I want to get n by itself, so I'm going to divide by 3. So n equals 15 minus 6p divided by 3. And then thing we're going to look at, is if all three of these numbers here, 15, 6, and 3, are they all three divisible by the same number? And if that is a yes, then you're going to reduce them because this is a fraction. So they all reduce by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. 6 divided by 3 is 2p. You can say over 1 because 3 divided by 3 is 1, or you can just say 5 minus 2p. So if you have something like this, it is a fraction and it still needs to be reduced. If everything reduces, you reduce it. Alright, d plus 5c equals 3d minus 1. We're going to solve for d. Well, notice though we got d's on both sides, so our first step needs to be put d's on the same side. I would suggest you subtract d, because that's going to give me a positive d. So d minus d is 0. 5c equals 2d minus 1. Okay, and then if I'm going to get d by itself, I'm going to get rid of the 1 first. And 5c and 1 are not like terms, so we're just going to leave it. 5c plus 1 equals 2d. And then to get d by itself, divide by 2. I'm going to switch it around here. d equals 5c plus 1 over 2. And that does not reduce because 5, 1, and 2 do not reduce by the same number. Alright, we're going to take a look at one of your word problems. The formula for the volume of a rectangular prism is volume equals length times width times height, where L is the length, W is the width, and H is the height. So solve that formula for W. What that means is we're going to get W by itself. We can actually do this in one step. What is happening between L and W and between W and H? What's happening between those variables? They're being multiplied, so to undo that we're going to divide. So if I divide by length times height, then length over length goes to 1, height over height goes to 1. I get W completely by itself. W equals volume over length times height. We're going to then use that formula in the second part here. Find the width. Well, that's great if I already have W solved for. Of a rectangular prism that has a volume of 79.04, has a length of 5.2, and a height of 4. So that is 79.04 divided by 20.8. And 79.04 divided by 20.8 is 3.8. And my width would just be in centimeters. Alright, that's what I have for you today on solving for a specific variable. Let me know if you have any questions, and if not, I'll see you in class. Have a great day.